candidates for Speaker of the Year at District 48 this year is Ms. Souad Barchini. Now we're not going to say anything more while she still has this brief moment of silence between her and her child. So take it away, Souad.
She has her introduction and title also on the portal, as well as I emailed to you, Lynn.
It's okay. He's not on his computer. I'm good.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. You're the best. Question. It's a good one. Have you ever been labeled? Labeled? Years ago, I was studying post-grad. It means I wasn't in my 20s. Mama, help. And I was dining with a friend who had another friend over. So the first friend I knew and the new friend I did not know. Culturally, I grew up in Iraq. Culturally, we had some sort of preserved opinion about friends and friends of friends. So I was a bit to myself. So we were dining out. After I got comfortable, I was different. I didn't feel it. The guest did. During my talk, I said, and as an introvert person, he said, allow me to stop you. Introvert, look at you. And I did pause for a second, and I realized I'm not talking like an introvert, but I do see myself as one. Leave this story aside. Fast forward a couple of years later, I was in a class. When I study, I guess that you might sense it. I have to understand. I don't shut up. I ask a lot. If I don't get it, I make a fuss. So in one of those episodes, my instructor said, stop. I'll get you. Just let me finish my sentence. I sound like this. When you finished what he needed to say, he said, listen, you're a type A person. What? He said, Google it. But the good thing is, you're my sensor. What he said next, I could never forget. He said, it's very hard for people not to express as much as you do. You express too much, people don't express that much. So in a studying environment, normally I suffer to understand, to know who got it and who didn't. But I just look at you and I know if you didn't get it, mostly they didn't. So you are my sensor. So you're a type A person, but you're special. When I got home, I did Google it and it wasn't good. But the way he put it, it was good. In life, I dare anyone that would say they'd never been labeled. And I would like to see a show of hands. Do you remember any coincidence like this? So it's possible. And how do you feel about it? Do this if it's good and do this if it's not. Let's say sometimes this, sometimes this. Let's point this one. Because sometimes when it's a big label like this one, A person, it might pinch a bit until he had the explanation. When I valued or evaluated this situation when I criticized myself and the other one when someone did, and with his positiveness afterward, I realized it's like a coin with two sides. And most of the time, it depends on us whether to just keep looking at one side or have a look at the other. Because if we get stuck looking at one side, which sometimes might be the negative side, we might get the wrong vibe. And it's a pity to stop here while the good stuff might be in the back. So I'm here today to invite you to give it a try. From now on, if you're ever labeled between two brackets, criticized, after the shock, because for me, I get shocked, try to look at the good side of it. Get something good out of it. Ask a friend, Google it, research it. There's no way it's only negative. No way. And there are studies that can prove it. And if you don't find anything good that you can see from the other side, make up one. Back to you, Mr. General Toastmaster.
Hope she's okay. There she is. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and Souad. Wow, it was another amazing speech, especially the title, how others may identify us. The title itself like asks or provides us a view of what you are going to talk about. And the other thing is, the first and foremost thing, like you said, question, and you gave a long pause. And everyone is so alerted and trying to understand like, oh, what is it? What is it going to ask? What is she going to ask? So you grabbed everyone's audience, everyone's attention towards you when saying that question and giving a pause. Have you ever been labeled? That's another powerful question to start off. And suddenly you came up with a prop on your face, like showing like what exactly it feels like. So we can see ourselves in your shoes when you mentioned that, how does it feel to be labeled? And you asked me to check about your hand gestures, your vocal variety and facial gestures. This is something that I have not made, I have not like seen so much in my previous evaluations, the facial gestures. So today I keenly observed your facial gestures, your hand gestures. I would say they're very appropriate. And you are one of the very few persons I can think of who can speak with your just facial gestures alone. You need not utter a word. You can just say something like this and we can. So your facial gestures are very, very, very appropriate, and your hand gestures are very appropriate and coordinated with what you speak. So keep doing what you're doing. Awesome job. So one thing that I would say is you explained, like you provided that someone will think of as an introvert, but we may not be an introvert and all of that. And you mentioned type A person. So it would be better if you can expand on what exactly type A person is, or is it type B, type C, type D, type B, or type Z? So like, a person who do not know what a type A person definitely wants to know what type A person is. And the other thing is, you mentioned studies also, and you provided some information, but it would be better to provide the research or the topic, what you are referring to, like what exactly is that study? So according to so and so study, that would give like more emphasis on what you are going to say. And this is the other thing that I observed is, I have listened to some of your speeches earlier also. I would really like to challenge you, because you are very good at like giving motivational speeches, making everyone think. Maybe change your speech domain into a different topic, like maybe a presentation, a research topic, so that like I want to see a different speech pattern, different speech topic from you, so that I would like to see how you do on that. But overall, very awesome job on your facial gestures, your hand gestures, your vocal variety, your coordinated or body gestures and all of that. And the beginning to the ending is awesome. Thank you.